Hey guys, what's up? Nico again here. And in this 3D printed profits episodes, I'm super excited because we were talking about numbers just now. And Jacob, where are you coming from, man?
We're in Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas, another Texan.
Yeah, right on.
And we were talking about numbers, and you guys, these guys are doing it big. All right. So again, all of Jason, excuse me, he's not Jason, he's Jacob. All of Jacob's links are going to be in the description below. And if you're on YouTube, if you're on your favorite podcast player, it's going to be in the show notes down below. And as always, make sure you guys stay to the very end, where I'm going to give you your own product idea so you can start your own 3D printing business. All right. So Jacob, dude, we were just talking about numbers, and I'm really excited about this interview, man. Tell us about yourself, how you got started in 3D printing, and all that shenanigans.
So TactiPrints is veteran owned and operated. There's two owners. We were both in law enforcement, and he was Army and I was Air Force. We met in law enforcement in the state of North Dakota. And then we went through the state and federal promotions. And then I did canine for a little bit. He did a lot of drug interdiction. After about 8.5 years of that, we switched careers. We ended up doing some overseas contracting. And that's why he's not going to be in an interview with me. We still try to keep some of his identity somewhat hidden.
Yeah, it's safety first, right?
Yeah,
I'm ex-mil too.
He still might have future missions or something. So
yeah, we're going to keep that safe.
One of the last things that we did, though, one of the last places we were at, I don't even want to give away the location, but we were near somewhere where we could hear shelling happening and the buildings around us were shaking. And it was like we were just struggling to find some other way to make income. Private contracting. I know there's a lot of people on this that are not going to know anything about it. You can make a lot of money or no money. And the contract we were on wasn't making a lot of money. So we were looking into everything from real estate. And it's like, why don't we just fall back on something we know? We've been 3D printing for years. Even as cops, we were trying to start little small businesses, making, clips for your microphone, clips for your guns, things like that. And when we came back stateside, and I know this is going to tie into a lot of the other questions, we posted a single print, and within like 3 hours, it was sold.
That's awesome, dude. That's phenomenal.
You have a little bit of my background as far as my career, and I don't sell things, so this was a huge accomplishment for me.
Yeah. So what was that item?
It was honestly, it was a part for a gunsling. That was it. It was just an extension. So if there was a bigger guy and they wanted to use this sling on this World War II rifle, they could buy it. And the part maybe took 20 minutes to print, was about 18 grams. And we saw that there was people selling, plastic molded items like this for $50, $60, and only in one color. And, there's a lot of collectors for those kinds of pieces that want to do multiple colors, try to match a color, things like that. So it opened up a really quick customization market for us. And then it also opened up a lot of learning curves really quick as well.
Gotcha. So let's go back to the business here a little bit. What do you guys sell now? Because we were talking prior to this, and this is not the industry you're currently in. What are you guys selling now?
So we have our hands in several streams of revenue right now. We not only do, we do mostly horror props. That's what people know us for, is doing
horror prop
stuff.
Okay.
Yep. Jason Garden gnomes. That was one of the first things that we were able to get licensed.
You must have pretty
sold over 30,000 of those. We've sold over 30,000 of those things.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and we can get into those numbers later. See, chilling with the gnomies. They've been
chilling with the gnomies. So, okay, if you're on your podcast player, he's wearing this custom T-shirt. So don't pull up. Just wait till you get home and then watch
retro gnomes. Yeah, it's definitely worth looking at. But yeah, it's the gnomes were like our big staple. It was something that went viral for us, and it was a lot of things to learn. And it was honestly, it was posted as a joke. There was no effort put into the photos for the listing. There was no effort put into I hate to say it like this, and it was such a bad thing for us to experience because we based all of our future interactions off of that, just slapping things up and seeing if they would sell. And
that's
quickly learned that's not it. That's not it.
It's done is better than perfect, right?
Correct.
So, all right. So you're in the horror pop industry, and how much are you guys making a month on profit in your business?
For right now, not a dime. Every dime has been reinvested into our company to this day.
Okay, so that's reinvesting back. Without reinvesting it back, if you were to take those profits, how much would you guys be making?
So our business has been in production since 2021. We're going to say June of 2021. For this last year, we're getting close to 300.
$300,000
Correct. For the last 12-month segment.
for the last 12 months. So that's a lot of money.
It is, but you also need to keep in tact the size of our shop. Most people only can see what's behind me, what we put on social media. We have a full array of printers that can do nylon or carbon
Gotcha.
fiber,
Dude, that's
and
awesome, man.
resin, and
So
but
how much
these
does your
aren't things
Etsy
that
shop
we really
alone
push
make?
out. So our Etsy shop alone is pretty much fulfilled by this print farm behind me. There's about 34 printers in here. And the way we have it set up, each printer will produce us about $60 worth of revenue a day. Now that's after costs, it's about $53 each machine makes us. We've got everything shut down today. We actually shut our Etsy shop down for one day for this. But usually in one day, the Etsy shop can bring anywhere between $750 to $3,000 to $100. Etsy is so out of control. Don't get me started with it.
So let's just say
I can
let's just say
market
$10,000 a month. Is that
easily. Yeah, easily.
easily?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah.
Wow, those some good numbers, man. That's
It's, well, so I don't want to tell you that for just Etsy though, because I'd have to really sit down and look at it, because we sell on so many platforms between Amazon, eBay, Etsy, Facebook, Marketplace,
you're everywhere.
Instagram shop. And you have to be, because each platform has its own market for what people are looking for. You won't find any of our horror stuff on Amazon. And if you did find one of our products on Amazon, you're not going to know it's from us. We're going to be the supplier for somebody else, and it's going to be for some bracket or something. And
Gotcha.
there is such a huge untapped market in there. And we talk about that in we have a Patreon account where we drop jobs all the time that we can't handle. We just had a nylon job that's come up with 4,400 pieces. We don't know what we don't know what the file is yet, but they need them all printed in nylon. And they're going to submit us over for a quote. So we'll reach out to our guys in our Patreon once we get some more numbers and information, and then we'll pass it on to them. And so, like I say, it's a smaller job, but I don't know. If we're too busy, we usually try to push
Dude, that's
down
awesome.
those other jobs.
We'll be sure to link that Patreon down so we can have other people join you guys.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
On that, man, for sure. So let's go back a little bit here. How did you guys come up with the idea of horror props? I mean, that's very specific.
So
it's very seasonal too.
So we kind of did this spray and pray method of putting listings up. Our gunsling did extremely well, and that's where the name TacTi from tactical, TactiPrints.
Sure.
We just stuck with it, and unfortunately, that's not what worked. But it's just what we've got now. So there's no reference to horror and tactical, but it is what it is for now. But we got into the spooky thing, so the gunsling was good. Then we started posting some other things that we saw were like trending items that other creators were doing, like Uncle Jesse was on your podcast, and we just like, I'd watch him, while we're figuring out how to do our print farm. So he was a great, huge inspiration for us. And we saw, everybody's making props and stuff like Darth Vader. So we put some Darth Vader stuff up, wouldn't sell. We'd put, and in the beginning, a lot of people, then when they're posting these things in the beginning, they don't know how to print. So the photo that they take is like the most horrible photo of the most horrible 3D print you've ever seen. And they're like, nobody bought it. And it's like, well, yeah. So we had a lot of prints that we posted in the beginning that I honestly think would have gone viral, had done extremely well. But it was just all about how we presented it. But we ended up on the Halloween thing to circle around. It was what sold.
It's what sold.
It was the timing. It was the timing. The first things we started posting were around June. And, with Etsy, if you pay for some ads, you get a lot of stats and stuff. And we would notice, hey, this Jawbone cell phone holder got 20,000 views, whereas the, generic cell phone holder has 7 views using the same hashtags. And it's all about the novelty of it. People like to see things that are 3D printed because they've never seen them before. And if it's a practical item that can be used as like decor around the home and stuff, sells. Doesn't matter what holiday it is. But
That's awesome,
we
man.
just picked, you know, the spooky thing because I mean we like Halloween.
So how did you guys get your first clients? Like, did you just slap something on Etsy and it was just poof and it just went viral? Or
So now you say client, do you mean how did we get
your
like our
first
first
customers? Sorry, your
sale
first
or okay.
customers.
Um so our first few clients, it was a lot of trial and error, a lot of sharing on Facebook, you know. So let's just say for the Jason gnome, we would join every Friday the 13th group that there is, every Jason group that there is, and every gnome group there is. And not only by doing that do you get sales, you get a lot of leads, you know. I can't tell you how many people have asked us about a Michael Myers gnome, which we just can't figure out the licensing for. Too many people and too many different variations of the art and mask. And so that's a good thing somebody could make some money off of out there. Freddy Krueger gnome or the Michael Myers gnome, because we're not doing it. But
There you go. You guys, listen, if you're paying
I'm
attention,
telling you, now's the time to hop on that trend because it's about to hit.
because if Jacob gets on it, you don't want to compete against this guy. You just don't.
The reason why we have all these revenue streams though is, and I'm sure we're going to get into, is it's so inconsistent. It's all about what's trending. If you can figure out how to go through Fox or Miramax, you can license Stranger Things right now. So all these people that are making these awesome Vecna busts, they could be selling them for a pretty penny as licensed Vecna images. And
I agree.
yeah, there's a lot of money to be made.
So you guys get your first customers. You guys are growing. What happened next? Did you guys increase inventory of the shop?
So this is what happened. We literally overnight, our sales went crazy. I'm talking, we went from selling maybe 10 of those gnomes a day. I think at one point we peaked at like 112, and it just stayed like that. And that was just for the gnomes, and that was every single day. So you can imagine going from having one printer to 2 to 5 to 20 to 30, and all within a month or two, because we were never going to tell them that we couldn't ship something or that we didn't have it. Because I know I live in Houston, Micro Centers down the road. I know I can get a Creality printer pretty cheap and start knocking out more orders. So we learned a lot about FDM printing and how to upscale. We learned a lot about the maintenance on Creality machines, the lack of customer support on these machines. That we've learned a lot. I still stand behind them as a great print farm printer, but as a platform, but that's, you know, that's a whole other
oh man, we can do a full episode and just on that.
So
we
what
started
machines
are you guys running right now? Are you still running those under threes?
The ones that are running 24/7, where we actually have stuff going, we're looking at between 34 and 40 that are usually consistently going.
And what machines are those? Under threes?
Predominantly Ender 3 V2s. We have a few machines that have the Ender Extender 300 XL, and then a few other random direct drive machines.
Okay. And what filament are you guys using?
It depends on the job. It depends on the project. It depends on the market. We were just talking about this before you came in, or before we started this interview. GST 3D. The rumor is that
everyone's using that. I love that. Made in America. Right down the street. No, we shouldn't say down the street. It's
yeah. Supposedly the company that bought them out, it's like right down this road or something. So I'm kind of excited. Supposedly it's only going to be like $1 or $2 more a kilogram. But you know, for a print farm like us, we discovered them because of how rapidly we were growing. And ironically, that was at 2021 in the middle of summer, and this was when all these supply chain issues were happening. So the price of everything was just getting out of control, and we're just trying to hold on to every penny we can to keep growing, to keep fulfilling orders. And at one point, I mean, we were ordering pallets. I mean, and when I say you can order pallets from GST3, you can get your plastic down to like $7.89, or you could have through them.
That's
per
awesome.
Kilogram. Yeah. So
because that,
you know,
if each filament spool is costing about $20, that is a 2/3 cost down, which increases your margins by a lot, significantly.
The size of our farm has not always stayed the same. It's expanded and contracted several times. One of the reasons that happens though is we'll change where our revenue is coming from. Sometimes a company will contract us out, and I'll actually shut our Etsy shop down and start converting machines to fulfill that specific job. So we've had a lot of changes in here. That's why whenever anybody asks us how many printers you have, I have to tell them I don't know, because sometimes the number like I didn't know we had an ender extender up until a few days ago. We got a box, and now we've got some ender extenders in here. So
Hey
it's
man,
but it's
that's how it is,
for a
and that's
completely
good.
different job, you know.
You're adapting to the business
Correct.
as it
Correct.
goes,
I
right?
know every creator that I've spoken to where their main platform is Etsy or Facebook, their sales have just dive bombed at the beginning of the year. And but also from looking at all the other stats and other people's accounts, they're back, it's on the way back up. So hopefully we see a little bit more steady market and 3D print sales and like the purchasing of the novelty items. I think gas is kind of killing us right now. You know, that extra 20 bucks that someone might have spent on that, you know, that
Is going somewhere else.
or
Yeah,
hammer, or you know, the skull planter or whatever, it's got to go to
sure.
gas, you know.
So when you first started, aside from keeping up with demand, what struggles did you guys have?
Filament, getting filament and getting it consistently. So one issue that we had in the very beginning was with GST 3D. You know, I might order 100 spools of filament and I'd either get it in a week or 3 months. So the other company that we found that has been extremely reliable is Ziltech. And now I know their prices just went up a little bit. I know Uncle Jesse's worked with them,
I
but
work with them.
yeah, they're so close by. And the problem that we had initially, and I've talked to one of the owners about this, we were buying, oh man, 200 kilograms at a time and going through it like it was nothing from them. But the problem was every spool that we were getting like different shades and different print temps out of every other roll, and it was really hard to make repetitive products. And I've since now talked to them and found out that they were also having struggles keeping up with supplies for their extruder machine. And so they were just doing what they could to fill things. And they've changed their structure a little bit. And now every roll that we've gotten from them has been amazing. So I
Good.
think from this point moving forward, we're just going to be going through them. But yeah,
Ziltech.
it is
We'll
really
we'll
hard
be
to
sure to link
find.
Ziltech too.
It's hard to find a supplier. Now personal prints, we use everything. Protopasta. We're looking for a sponsor if anybody wants to hook us up. But yeah, Ziltech is our main print right now. I think I got some inland behind me because we've got a special job. I think this is Uncle Jesse's Ziltech
Gunmetal gray. I have some of
gunmetal
that.
gray right there. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're doing some shining heads, some bookends with that. Some people liked that color.
That's awesome, man. So how else does the business make money aside from selling prints? How else do you guys make money? Do you guys have design services, print services?
So yes, so there's two owners to this company. The other owner, who's off camera right now, he handles all of our design work. He handles a little bit of licensing with me, and then he pretty much maintains the entire building and print farm. I mean, this guy, he's usually in
By
here
himself?
Yeah, yeah. We split it up. We split it up. We
I was
split it
about to
up.
say, wow.
But you got to think about it. We have two people working on one print farm full time, so we can give it 100% of the attention that it needs. You know what I mean? So if he is just focusing on
with keeping up with the listings, with shipping things out, boxing things up.
So I take care of all of our shipping and our marketing and our social media and the finances. And then he'll take care of all the other little in-betweens. He's very handy. So, you know.
So
hey, Matt,
what software are you guys using for design?
you would have to ask him. I know we use everything from Blender to ZBrush, but we mostly use Blender.
And are you guys selling digital files as well, like STL files?
Correct. Yeah. So for the revenue streams, so we're selling STL files through Colts and Etsy. And one of the things that's different about us selling these files is we actually reach out to the companies and get this stuff licensed. So if you're buying something from me that's Jason or Friday the 13th related, we are legally allowed to let you sell that as a Friday the 13th or Jason related item.
That is
there's
awesome,
dude. There's little licensing that nobody looks at, and most people don't know this, but once your account hits close to 5,000 to 10,000 sales, you get an audit. There's a bot that comes and does an audit, and it's going to look, yeah. A lot of people don't know this, but it's going to come to you, and there's no rhyme or nature. There's no way for us to figure it out. There's so many forums and conspiracy theories on how this works, but it's estimated once you get to your 5,000 or 10,000 sale, one of those two landmarks, a bot will search your products really quick, and make sure that you don't have any words like, let's say, Pokemon. And then if you do have the word Pokemon, they want to make sure that you have the IP license registered with them. Yeah, things like that. So,
Gotcha.
and we learned that in the beginning too. That'll shut your whole shop down.
Yeah.
You see a lot of people that are selling these Doodle Bob, SpongeBob pencil holders. Have you seen those? Do you know who
No,
holds
I
the
have not.
license to those?
Mm.
You haven't seen these things?
No,
They're
I
so
haven't.
funny. It's like a little Doodle Bob from SpongeBob. Is
Oh,
the
dude, I'm
Moi.
I'm neck deep in my
You're
other
gonna get
brands and
you're
my
gonna get
other
a
stuff.
lot of hate in the emails and the comments about this. But anyways, TactiPrints owns the license for that through Miramax, and we don't even really sell them anymore. But if we wanted, I could go to Etsy and say, hey, every single person that's selling this one item, you gotta nix it. We've got the license. There's a lot to the 3D printing world that a lot of people don't know. They think they can just start a business, and you can, and it's super easy, but there's a lot of legal issues that can arise that will shut
There
your
is,
shop
there is.
down overnight.
But we're not lawyers, so I mean, I
No,
can't
yeah,
speak.
and I don't want to give anybody the wrong advice. And
Yeah.
just to clarify, this is one of the reasons why we stopped selling gun parts. Anytime I tried to tag a product or list it, if it's you got to make sure that it fits the laws in every state, and all the liabilities, and that's why we shied away from that, and went towards like the novelty decor or actual industrial use items.
Sweet, man. So what other options have you guys tried to increase sales? Facebook ads, Etsy ads, free shipping. What
So
have you
we
guys
run the
tried?
full gamut, and if somebody wants your product, they're going to pay for your product, plain and simple. I know how much my product can make me, and I know how much we're willing to let it go for. So we have a pretty close eye on when our sales go down. We see, why is that happening? Is the economy kind of crashing, or is the economy going up? Is that why our sales are going? There's a lot of factors into, I'm just going to throw $20 at a Facebook ad. We do targeted ads, which means we will figure out who our customers are, what state our customers in, what age range they're in. I can tell you right now, our number one customer, the female name is Barb. That is our number one name that orders from us, is Barb.
Barb. Well, thank
Barbara
you,
or
Barb.
Barb.
You're
So
keeping
in all
Jacob
my
and his
spreadsheets,
family.
the number one names are always Barb's or Barbara. I just thought that was interesting, but yeah, we have so many streams of revenue, and between the STL sales, the actual products, working with other manufacturers that'll reach out to us, taking on random giant jobs for people. It's the Patreon account. It's when the sales go down, the other ones go up, because ironically, when people aren't selling as much on Etsy, they're like, oh, I need to learn about search engine optimization, and then they end up on our Patreon. So it's like our sales might go down too, but then again, we're picking it up from a different side of our accounts.
And how much are you guys charging for your Patreon?
We have several tiers. So we are big into horror. Most of our licensed content is horror. Everything from the Jason to a few Stranger Things items. But we have one tier that's just for horror fanatics, and these are people that just want horror related prints sent to their door. And we definitely overflow that. It's mostly like the things that we tried, we either didn't think they were going to sell, or it's just such a niche market because of the horror stuff. We just keep it for these selective boxes. That's $20. And then we have 3 tiers. It's 9, 12, and 20 or something like that. It's a very weird step system. The other gentleman is the one that handles our Patreon account and stuff. But the way it works out is, if someone's diamond tier, which is our top tier, they have access to all of our 3D printing files that we sell. And then we hold on to the licensing for that still. So if they ever run into any issues, we can back them up and say, okay, well, here's our IP for it. We've given you permission. And then beyond that, we've got our gold and silver tier, and they have access to our STLs for resale at a different discounted price. With that, though, is our Discord. Our Discord's our biggest thing right now, and this has actually generated quite a bit of revenue for all of our people. What our Discord allows everyone to do is have access to this one file. It's for a Yeti cup holder. And we, through our video tutorials, are showing people how to remix it or make it custom for their own shop, how to scale up production of that by like switching to a 0.8 nozzle and changing a few other slicer settings. And then we show them how to create an Etsy shop and how to sell it. And we've got one person in our shop, I think, that started last month. I think he's already made 8 sales, which is amazing for your first month. especially if you haven't made any sales and you've been on there for 6 months,
Yeah.
which is a lot of our people. So it's not just about the horror. So these 3 different tiers get access to jobs that we receive. And it gets dropped to our diamond tier first. It'll stay there for 24 hours if nobody wants to claim the job. And it can be anything from, want a cup holder that fits the AC vent on my F-150. A really quick Google on Thingiverse or Colts, and, maybe an hour of rendering or slicing, you could make something up like that. And some people are willing to pay crazy money for this stuff, but those little one-off jobs we can't handle. It's too much for us to try to keep track of. So we'll pass these on to our silver tier guys, or diamond tier, then silver, then gold. And these guys eat the jobs up. They do a really good job. They'll contact these people either as on Facebook or email. And everybody that's in this Discord, it's becoming a really tight knit community. We've got people in there that aren't even 3D printers. All they do is model and design. So they get a lot of side work through the Discord itself. It's been kind of interesting to see how it's been evolving. We're awesome. So new to social media and trying to create content for people and learning like Filmora and stuff, that there's a really quick progression on the quality of everything that's coming out. And so we're really excited about it.
That's awesome, yeah. Dude. This is a fantastic business. You guys are making money, and each stream of revenue, it balances out. You're not right, all your eggs are in just one basket, right? It stays pretty.
Yeah, you won't find just dragons in our shop, or just, some sort of Pokemon thing. There's such a wide variety of just Halloween, for that matter.
Sure.
So we're able to hit quite a few bits on that. We can even dip into Christmas with Krampus, and we have a lot of orders for these red hands that we sell during Christmas time, even just because
that's another niche.
It's another niche. There's a whole group in Ohio that bought like 300 hands from us over the course of 6 months last year for this Krampus festival. It's the things that go viral, you don't want to go viral because they're either in a really hard print, there's a high probability of failure on the print, there's a lot of supports, or those are the things that always end up going viral though.
Hey, and income. So what's next for you guys, man? What's the future for TactiPrints?
So TactiPrints is slowly going to be evolving. There's a lot of big stuff. We're going to be slowly phasing out all of our machines. We're currently testing a few. We're waiting to reach out to a few other manufacturers as well to get a quote. We're looking to create 40 machines in this room, that's able to do each machine. We want it to be able to do the multimedia. And we've already begun the process to phase them out. We've already decommissioned this bottom row on this rack over here, and we're just waiting to move them out. It's just, we're going to continue to expand. Actually, I don't know if we were going to bring this up yet or not, but we're working currently on getting licensing for Goosebumps.
Wow.
So R.L. Stein Estates has licensing options available that we've submitted a bid for. And this would cover literally every single artwork that would have to do with the Goosebumps TV shows, the books, any Nickelodeon episodes.
Nice. Congratulations, Jacob.
Which is going to open a lot of opportunities for us
I agree.
Not only sell and license out these prints, but to be the only one that's selling these prints.
So much in this interview, you guys. Okay. I really hope you guys are really paying attention to this guy. He's given you so much info, so much good stuff. I should put this behind the paywall. But we're going to give this to you guys for free because this is amazing.
Yeah, no,
it's incredible.
So we to bring everything down to perspective, how we grew so quickly, to bring it down to just a small paragraph. We posted a print that went viral. A company called bomb.com, or dudeIwantThat.com, if I'm correct, shared our link. And it was an unpaid ad. Like, we didn't pay them for it. They just stumbled upon our product, shared it, and it was out of control. We're asking family, hey, can I borrow $50? I need to buy plastic. It grew so fast. We had an office building actually downtown Houston. We outgrew the office building. Our power consumption was too much. And so we had to leave. I saw Uncle Jesse just got a new studio, and he actually had an electrician come out to his. We did not. So we had some issues there. We tripped the breaker.
I'm sure he'll watch this even though he's on vacation.
Yeah. No, we're huge fans of Uncle Jesse, so we're always excited. Whenever he likes something of ours on TikTok, but yeah, no, there's the future of TactiPrints is to continue growing with the novelty of Halloween and horror. We have a lot of partnerships that are coming up through horror creators, even in Houston. There's a gentleman called Vile Vic. He's an up and coming Houston scare actor. Actually, he does live streams on Twitch, and he's going to be one of our big promoters for the Horror Fanatics box. Our first ones are going to be going out on the 16th. So I don't know if this is going to be aired by then or not. But he's going to have a huge unboxing video.
Today, Monday? Today's Monday, right?
Yeah, when you run your own business, man, you never really know what day.
Yeah, I know. What's today? It's Sunday. Oh,
I've got 100 alarms. That's about it. Yeah,
I think this should air around Thursday. If it's Thursday and it's aired, then I was right. If not, then.
So yeah, that's basically what we've got going on behind the scenes. The other owner, we are working on one of our own printers that's going to be coming out, and it's going to be large scale for props, not geared towards speed or these Voron machines.
Maybe a better question would be, what are you not going to get into in the future?
Resin. I can't. I love resin printers, but
not for what you guys are doing. So
no. Well, we're going to be sending some resin prints out with our Horror Fanatics, but as far as mass production, this is just, it's not for us. We enjoy FDM. And that's where our knowledge base is at, because I mean, if you're knowledgeable about anything, you can make money off of it. And that's kind of where we cling to that horror thing. Is I know what's going to be trending in the horror. That's about it. We've got some really cool prints coming out. I can't talk about one, but it's for the movie Nope. And I'm working on getting it licensed to where it's like an officially licensed product of theirs that can be shared. But that'll be. Find it on TikTok. It'll get posted on TikTok, I'm sure.
All right. Well, we'll look out for it, man. So let's wrap this up with your number one tip for whoever wants to start their own 3D printing business.
Do it. Learn how to 3D print. Just got to learn how to use your machine and learn how to use social media. That's it. You guys, you heard it here. That is the most simple thing you guys can have. And word of mouth.
This is coming from the dude who's making.
I mean, word of mouth. It's a lot of this is word of mouth though. The guy that we buy our boxes from, Half Price Boxes, he hooked us up with a tech guy in Austin, and now there's this multi-million-dollar company that's getting PC cases built by us. And so we have those ender extender machines are running these PC cases now, and it's word of mouth is insane for a
word of mouth is always best, you guys. So I told you guys to stay to the very, very, very end, where I'm going to give you guys your own product idea, so you don't have to compete against Jacob, because he'll crush you. Just saying. I'm just kidding. There's more than enough food at the table, you guys.
Free stuff to crush us with.
But look, here's your product idea that you guys can start for your own 3D printing business. And honestly, it's very simple. It's just desk organizers. Okay. But what can you do with desk organizers that can make you more novel, or that is going to set you apart from your typical just a box and lines, you guys? So take a pen holder, for example. How can you make that cool looking instead of just a cylinder where you can put your pens in? How can you make the design look better? Okay. I want you guys to start thinking in that way, because what 3D printing allows you to do, and Jacob talked about it earlier, is
I already know what I would do.
Allows you to create things that people haven't seen yet. That's the power of this machine. All right. And that's why it's virtually unlimited what you guys can make and sell with 3D printing. There's so much food on the table. There's no reason for everybody to be fighting over business. There's more than enough food at the table, you guys. I keep harping on that on every single episode, but I promise you, it's real. All right? We're all here to help each other out. We're all here to just do something for our families. That's all we're here for. So again, Jacob, thank you so much for being on the show, man. I got
to leave it on one piece of advice. I got to leave it on one piece of advice. If you're going to do one thing, if you want to make 3D printing an actual job of yours and you want to do it full time, treat it like it is a full-time job. On your next day off, create your brand, promote it, get a Gmail account with your brand name, and start promoting it, and see how quick your page might actually grow. Just spend 1 or 2 of your days off, like 8 hours that day, like sitting at the computer actually working. You might be surprised how many sales you get.
Funny enough, what Jacob just talked about is in the 3D printed profits business course. You guys, we go through everything. I didn't know that. But it is so true. It is so true. When you start, time management is lesson 2. There's a reason for that. It's not lesson 10, not 12. Time management is lesson 2. Only thing that should have been is ahead of that is lesson 1, which is finding your niche. And honestly, those two are interchangeable.
That's it.
Really?
You know, if I made a pen holder, it'd be a little graveyard. Maybe the pen would be the handle for a shovel next to it.
But he already has a license for it. He already emailed Miramax. It's over. He already
but you get what I'm saying. But yeah, but no, there's so many ideas. There's so many freaking ideas out there. And even if some people are selling the same thing as you, our orders don't stop.
Right.
They just don't. If somebody wants something, they're gonna get it. Whether you think I have a whole rack to my left. You can't see it right now, but they're these black skulls that are hanging planners. And we've given this file to our Patreons. They all post and sell it. And yet our orders still have not slowed down or decreased.
More than enough food at the table, you guys. So, like I said,
because of how they photograph, it's a different niche, brighter atmosphere. You guys can learn
all of this stuff in the business. But I promise, there's a bunch of students in there already, and we're making people profitable. There's a reason why time management is lesson 2. And if you guys need help with any of that, message me. We'll talk. I don't even know if I can help you yet, but we'll talk. All right, that's it, Jacob. Thank you for being on the show, man. A lot of good information.
Absolutely. I got to do our sign off. I got to say it though.
You got to do it. Go.
Stay spooky. We have a lot of people that follow for that. You want me to stay here with you?
Peace out. Say bye to everybody, man.
Take it easy, everybody.